If you're not doing this before you read daily, you are probably wasting your time. And this may be the major reason you spend hours studying. Some people spend up to 10 hours or 5 hours daily study, preparing themselves for pleasure, going for a night class, and still not getting the desired results. A lot of people don't know about this, and that is the major reason I created this YouTube video, just to enlighten you so that you not waste your time studying more. But rather, when you start doing this, you can study for 2 hours and still be able to understand fully well all what you have read. If you're coming across my YouTube channel for the first time, my name is Basi Ejog. I'm a founding level student at the University of Calabar studying medical laboratory science, and my channel I have student level of the academic game. I also share footage on this channel focusing on personal development. So if you love content like this, please don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button so I can continue getting updates anytime I drop videos like this, and so that you can help me grow. Forgive me, I am talking too fast, and that's how I talk, but I will try to see how I can be so slow in this video. And first of all, talking about the major reason a lot of students fail in school, it can stem from a lot of reasons, right? It can stem from societal background, it can stem from the family pressures, it can stem from genetics, right? But as a student that is really helpful to make a change, right? You are supposed to start doing these things. Now, before you take your book to read, if you are determined that you really want to understand what you are reading, before you take your book to read, there are some things you are supposed to do, and that is known as priming your brain, right? Priming your brain is preparing your brain to know or to understand the tasks you are about to undergo. You understand? I call it the tax, right? Because it's a work, right? It's not easy. Not everybody can read, right? Not everyone can spend that time reading. So before you start reading, then you are supposed to prime. I call it priming your brain, right? So priming your brain is not just, instead of just diving straight to the book, is that first of all you keep the textbook. Let's say you want to read a particular textbook, let's say subject, let's say biology. You keep the textbook. Now at this particular point in time, you already know the topic you want to read, right? What you do is you scan the topic. Let's say I want to read ecology, right? I scan the topic. I try to see what is ecology. Like, I'm not reading at this particular point in time. I'm not reading. I'm trying to see the headlines. Like in ecology, you get to see definition of ecology as one of the headlines. You get to see things like ecosystem. You get to see something like environment. You get to see something like biotic and abiotic factors. Now, these are subtopics, right? Like subheadings, right? So just try and see how you can be able to scan them. Just scan them. You're not reading. You're just trying to scan and scan and scan and scan. And when you are scanning, after scanning it, or check how many page is it, or like how many page, right? How many page is a topic, right? How many page is a topic? Let's say 5 page or 6 page and stuff like that. That is the first thing. I've already gotten, or your brain is already ready to know how many hours or how many minutes it's supposed to spend on that particular topic. Then after that, you have to ask yourself a question: what is the major reason I am reading this topic? Yes, what is the major reason I'm reading this topic? Am I reading it for an exam? Is it for exam? Is it for a quiz competition? Is it for my test? Or is it because I just want to read to know? You understand? Is it because I just want to read to know? Now, reading to know should be one of the major reasons you are reading, not just for an exam. You understand? Because some people read only for exam. It's good. But when you read to know, you understand, it gives you this confidence and it gives you this ability to focus on it with no pressure. So when you say, okay, I am reading to know, you understand? You say I'm reading to know, then your brain will also translate it to a purpose that the major reason you are reading this particular topic is because you want to fully understand it. You understand? So at this particular point in time, your brain is already set for it. So after scanning it, you have to set, so, okay, this is why I want to know what is ecology, I want to know what is ecosystem, I want to know what is population, I want to know what is the biotic and abiotic factor. The brain is already set, and the brain will make sure it gives you the ability to read these things and be able to record them, because there's one thing the brain loves. The brain loves clarity, right? So when there's clarity, there's an understanding. And when you're able to really know what you are looking for, then you will be able to understand it. Then after that, I've talked about scanning the topic, asking questions, right? There's also something that is known as the active learning textbook. So after scanning it and getting the major reason you want to read, getting the purpose you want to read, in the course of your studies, there are stuff that are known as the active learning technique. Now, the active learning technique is simply study techniques that are not being taught in schools. They won't teach you in school. Understand? And I will teach you here. Number one is not the active recall. So the active recall is one that when you finish studying, instead of just closing your book and say, okay, I'm done for the day, what you simply do is close the book and see how you can be able to quiz yourself from the name active and from the name recall. You see, you're actively trying to recall what you have read. You understand? And this one, you are not doing it when you are done with your studies, or like when you leave the table. Right, you are doing it there with your book in front of you, but the thing is, you just close the book and see how you can be able to ask yourself questions on it. Now, in case where you can't remember a particular answer to a question, you still have the opportunity of going back to the book to see how you can be able to get it right. There's also the Feynman's technique. The Feynman's technique is one that when you finish studying, there's something that is known as, there's something we always say that the best way to learn is when you teach it, right? So the Feynman technique is an incorporation of the being able to teach to learn, like teaching to learn, right? So when you finish learning or when you finish reading, you try to see how you can teach maybe your brother, your sister, anyone close to you, or even an imaginary audience. If you have a pet like a cat or a dog, you can even teach it to the pet or the cat, the dog, or the imaginary audience, right? Because it also gives you the ability, when you teach, you surely forget, and you still have the opportunity to come back to it. And when you teach, you tend to get a major understanding of it, because at this particular point in time, you are trying to break it down to the level of the person you are teaching, right? And this will really help you understand what you have read. There are a lot of them. We have the space repetition, we have the Pomodoro technique, and etc. I've been talking about it in my videos, and I believe I'm going to make a particular video explaining what is a space repetition, which is simply studying more in less time, and also the Pomodoro technique. Now, remember in the beginning of this video, I talked about priming, right? Now, the condition which is priming, right, which I said, setting up your brain to know exactly what it's supposed to get. The priming activates something in your brain, right, called the reticular activating system. Now, the reticular activating system is a system in your brain that allows the brain activate a filter, right, that picks only useful information. Because at this, when you check out your textbook, you get to find out that there are a lot of talks in textbook, especially if you are using textbooks like modern biology, new school physics, new school chemistry. You get to find out that there are a lot of talks in it, and some of those talks are not really necessary. Those talks are just like explanatory form for you to really understand what you are reading. They are not really that necessary for exams settings or quiz setting or whatsoever setting. It's just there for basic knowledge, right? So the brain will not waste its time trying to pick all this knowledge or trying to pick all this information. The brain is already centered that this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the definition of ecology, ecosystem, abiotic factor, and stuff like that. And like I said, the only way you can get this is when you do the scanning, and when you also gives your brain purpose, which leads to clarity and understanding the major thing you are going to read. You understand? So if you are not doing these stuff that I have just said, try to do it, and try it for 7 days, and come back to this YouTube video and drop it in the comment section how it has been helpful. And if you are going to try it right away, drop it in the comment section, and I'll probably make a video. I'll surely make a video talking about the space repetition and the Pomodoro technique and how you can incorporate it to increase your grade as a university student, or how you can use it if you are preparing for any exam, both internal or external exam. If you love this video and you wish to continue getting videos like this, to continue watching helpful videos and educative videos like this, don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button, and also don't forget to share this video to your friends so they can come here and get value, and in turn I will feel motivated to continue dropping videos like this. Note that learning is not a race, it's not something that is competitive, rather it is a marathon, and it is something you are supposed to enjoy. Until I see you in my next video, always remember that you're wonderful, always remember that you're unique, and always remember that you pay better. I really love you. Thank you.